Namaskar, myself Pratik. In this session, we are going to discuss the concept of stored functions. Let us start this session. As discussed in our previous sessions, we know that there are two types of subprograms. One is functions and another is procedures. Functions can further be defined as local and stored, and same way we can define procedures as local and stored. In previous session, we have discussed the concept and usage of local functions. In this session, we are going to discuss the concept and usage of stored functions. As discussed earlier, stored subprogram is a named PLSQL block that has been compiled and stored in Oracle database. It is stored as a database object in the database as our tables are stored. These stored subprograms can be invoked or called by any PLSQL block. In previous session, we have discussed the concept of local functions, and we have seen that the scope of these local functions are only limited to PLSQL block in which they are defined. But if we want to use a function in any PLSQL block, then we have to make that function as a stored function. In this session, we will learn how to create and use stored function. The syntax of stored function is create or replace function followed by the name of function. This function name is the user defined name. After specifying the name of function, we have to specify the list of arguments. The syntax to specify the argument is argument, then the mode of the argument. We know that there are three modes of the argument, in, out and in out. We have to specify one mode out of these three modes. By default, the mode is in. After specifying the mode, we have to specify the data type of the argument. And we can specify any number of arguments in a stored function. As these argument is written in square brackets, it means argument is optional. We can have a stored function without any argument. But it is compulsory for a stored function to return a value. So after specifying the argument, we have to specify the data type of the returned value by using the syntax return data type. This is followed by is or as. We have to select one keyword out of these two. After specifying this, we can declare our local variables. After declaring these local variables, the begin section of the stored function is started. In begin section, the whole business logic of the stored function will be coded. This begin section will be followed by optional exception block, and this stored function is terminated with end statement. So you can see that its code is very similar to local function. The only addition, instead of declaring it in another PLSQL block, we are creating this function by using create or replace statement. It is important to note that stored functions and stored procedures are always created after compilation. If there is no error, then subprogram is created successfully. Otherwise, invalid subprogram is created with errors. But of course, subprogram will be created. It means whenever you compile the code of stored subprogram will be created in the database. If there is no error, then subprogram is created successfully. But if there are error, then again invalid subprogram will be created with errors. So next time when you remove the error and recompile the code, then that object is already stored in the database. So that's why in the syntax or replace is added. It means if during first compilation there is error in this function, then the function is stored in the database with errors. So next time when we remove the errors and recompile the code, we will get an error message that object is already present in the database. And you cannot create the function with this name because this function is already stored in the database. By having keyword or replace, this stored function will be overwritten by the new compiled code. So that's why in the syntax of stored function or procedure, you will find create or replace. So or replace is used to replace the stored function which is already stored in the database, and it is very useful to replace the function if during first compilation we got some errors. So to view the compilation errors of subprograms, we have to use the statement select star from user underscore errors. When we compile a subprogram, all compilation error are stored in this user underscore errors system table, and we can query this table to see the list of compilation errors. Based on that information, we can correct our errors and we can recompile our code to replace previously stored invalid stored function or procedure. We have two options to view the compilation error. One option is to issue the command select star from user underscore error, and other option is show errors. We will see the usage of these statements when we see the demonstration of stored subprograms. To drop a stored function, we can use the statement drop function name. For example, by using statement drop function add n, this stored add n function will be removed from the database. This is all about this session. To read more about stored functions, you can refer my book Simplified Approach to DBMS, which is available on Amazon platform. You are requested to subscribe this YouTube channel to receive latest video tutorials on topics like data mining, machine learning, DBMS, big data, NoSQL, and many more. To learn SQL in a simplified way, you can join this free online course on SQL at Udemy platform. I have also authored books on data mining and data warehousing, NoSQL, beginning with SQL, and PLSQL for beginners. All these books are available on Amazon platform. To read more about this, you can refer my website prateekbhatia.com. Thanks for watching this video.